It's beautiful to know that another Friday is here. Not just any other Friday, a Friday where we're going to speak about something that touches each of us. From the moment as girls, boys, we have a sense of understanding. We're affected by this. Yeah. I'll tell you what it is. But before I do, greetings, dear friends, the ones who get onto the show first, the ones who look for us on social media, thank you so much. The people who comment on the makeup and the glamour and the hair, thank you. You make our weekend special. How are you, dear ladies? How are you doing, Manuela?
I was going for her. I just thought it was a blue affair. I was just like, the girls, hey. I'm okay. This week was one of those weeks where I like ticking off. I don't know if I've shared with you guys. Like, yes. I like ticking off like done, 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 done. I'm like those people. I have checklist upon checklist, just so that I can see the tick or the cross off. Now, you know, you don't get many weeks where you do that. Because many times everything that you have to do depends on somebody else. Oh. And so you might never complete a particular task because you're depending on someone else. This one was those weeks where somehow everything was closing, like in a tight little bow. And so this Friday is that Friday where I'm just like, until next week. Yeah, it's been a good week. Good.
Sunday, after our shoot, I hosted a group of about 10 ladies at home. Between the age of, there's a 25-year-old and then there was a 65-year-old. Oh. So it was a diverse, it was really nice. Heartwarming, we got to share a meal. People shared stories, experiences, lessons that they've learned through the month. We prayed a lot, like for each and every one. And there are times you're going through something and you think, my life is eventful. Then your neighbor shares something. Then you come back to God and say, I am sorry. Yeah. I complained. Yeah. Then the next person says what's happening in their life. Then you come back to God and say, I'm sorry times 2. Yeah. So that's how it was. But it was nice to listen to people's stories, testimonies, lessons, most important. Like by the time I went to bed, I felt full. Yeah. Like a lot had been shared. Yeah. I got fuel for the entire week.
Oh, that's nice.
It was
really
nice.
What's interesting about what you shared, like you hear someone's problem and you're like, okay, Lord, I'm so sorry I complained. Yes. Meanwhile, they had yours, they're like, yay. Yes. It's so true where the Bible says that he will give you what you can manage.
The grace for what is coming your way. For what's coming your way.
Because you can feel like, hey, the other person, meanwhile, they're looking at you like, you see Barbara, they are walking strong. She's
That's a good point. Yes. I also wanted to say that when we compare, we shouldn't negate that we still have to deal with what we're going through.
That's true.
You know, you may think, oh God, okay, I'm okay now. Deal with it. Yeah. Deal with it.
Yeah. Oh, how was your week?
Can I share one big lesson, which is which I think is for pretty much all of us, that I feel like I learned in a big way this week. Remember, even it's about comparison and complaining. Yes. When the Israelites were in the wilderness and they complained, and God told Moses, first, let me destroy all these people. Let me first kill all of them. And then I bring a new generation. What had they done?
They had complained.
We keep thinking the big things. Murder, I don't know what, sexual immorality. God wanted to destroy his chosen people for
complaining.
I was in repentance. You know how you repent in sackcloth? Yes, because we can complain about everything, even the weather. Yes. We can say, but God, the sun is too much, it is dusty. Yeah, so I think it was such a big lesson for me this week.
Then it rains,
it rains, you're like, no, God, it's muddy. You know,
even I don't have a car. I know. But that's powerful.
It was such a big lesson for me, and I feel like I spent the week in repentance mode. I don't know if I've removed the sackcloth yet.
That is definitely not sackcloth. We'll talk about your glam. How was my week? Even though the wicked do not see it, for me, I know I've lost weight. There are wicked people. There are wicked people
I've seen it.
Who may not see it, but I know
I have seen
lost weight.
How many
that was how my week was.
Because that time it was, There's a
half
time
a
we
kilo.
talked
It's
about
About
half a kilo.
inches. Yeah, we said let's first forget kilos. Let's deal with inches.
I look at the clothes.
Okay.
And also, when I wear certain clothes and the mirror reflects, the wicked may not see it, but I see. Genuinely, I've lost weight. That's how my week has been.
I don't know about Manuela, but me, I see
Celebrating.
even your face is small.
Thank
I
you.
might be in the weekend.
Thank you, righteous one. Thank you, my righteous sister. And I'm going to celebrate it. How do I celebrate? I was going to say with chocolate chip ice cream. And you know, that is my guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
Chocolate, there's not enough chocolate chip ice cream in the world. Can we
Yes.
please acknowledge that? It's my guilty pleasure. I've known you for a while.
Yeah.
You must have a guilty pleasure.
Oh, I
and if you
do.
don't say it, I'm going to say, oh, okay,
do.
what's your guilty pleasure?
I do. This and a Coca-Cola.
Really? I would
You
have
know,
never
before, I thought it was, okay, so maybe there are many, maybe I just have many. Because there's also Cafe Java's milkshake, the mocha milkshake.
And I thought yours was chocolate.
No.
Really?
Let's give her the opportunity to give us 3.
I can't. So Red Bull, Coca-Cola, chocolate, and you know what? But actually, Coca-Cola. Why haven't you ever called me to influence me? I'm the real influencer because and then maybe you can't think of me because I'm addicted. Maybe so I understand it.
And there are many
They're
like
like,
you.
this one we won't use her. She's addicted. But Coca, like anytime I feel, because that guilty pleasure is something that helps you, for lack of a better word, cope with.
You're not supposed to have it, and you even do it in secret. It's excessive, and you know immediately after. You know you're not supposed to. You know immediately. You know you're not supposed to do it.
I don't know how many times
But you
we've
keep
had
on.
lunch meetings, and I try to get Manuela to
Of
meet
Coca-Cola.
somewhere else, and she says, "No, I think there's a Java's." Even when it's far away from where we are, one person is in Buate, the next person is in Kulambiro, and then we have to go all
the way.
Imagine how many restaurants we
I
pass.
know.
Then I go and drink a Coca-Cola or a...
With
like,
lemon
I
and
know I
ice.
shouldn't have them. You really know the order. You really know the order. Yeah, I shouldn't be having that much, especially with the fact that I'm growing older, but I do. What's yours?
White, rich chocolate.
Oh.
And I've read somewhere that white chocolate has more sugar
Than dark
brown.
chocolate?
And
than
dark.
even dark and even the normal brown chocolate.
Yeah.
I said, that's why the minute I put it on my tongue, I just feel every part of my body dancing.
Just walking.
Not even walking up, dancing. They walk up and pass and move. But I keep telling myself, Barbara, remember, it has more sugar than the normal chocolate. But if I walk into a store and there's white chocolate and other chocolate, I tell myself, if you're going to eat a frog,
Eat it big.
don't eat a
Juicy.
toad. Eat a big one, so that when you're feeling guilty, you really feel guilty for a reason.
Even the frog that turns into a prince, that's the one you should eat.
Thanks.
Wow.
So are you saying
Wow.
that the
That
next
is okay.
time I buy white chocolate,
What I'm saying,
there is a prince?
what I'm saying is share your white chocolate. People, I talked about how I really honestly feel I've lost weight. And it's because for a long time, I struggled with body image. For a long time, I did. A lot of it had to do with where my self-esteem was at the point in my life, I suppose. And I let the pressures of people's opinions matter and outweigh my own sensibilities. What is body image? I believe, and I'll write it down, it's not a poem. I see the eyes. I see the eyes.
How did you know?
Another
And I'm
poem.
like,
I made us like, there she goes.
It's not a poem. It's something important. I have 4 daughters, you see. The eldest is 15, and I have to be more aware of these issues. Body image. Really, it's how you feel about your body as a man or a woman. Simply that. This is what the Office of Women's Health says. It says, a healthy body image means you feel comfortable in your body and you feel good about the way you look. And that's wonderful, isn't it? To feel good about the way you look.
Yeah.
Generally, that's having a positive outlook. It doesn't matter if you're teased because of your skin tone, your height, your weight. That's wonderful. My first question is this, though. Many female celebrities have been proponents of positive body image. Body positivity, they called it. And all of us said, hooray! The ones who are suffering with obesity, the ones who knew we had to do more Russian twists. We knew we had to do more Russian twists to put down that tummy. We said, yes, body positivity, because it meant that no matter who I am, look, I am glamorous. And that's wonderful. However, it also, in a way, encouraged people not to take care of their health. Because obesity is a problem. Yeah. It is a problem when you're walking up the stairs and you're panting. You have cholesterol issues. Yeah. It's a problem because then you are more prone to type 2 diabetes, hypertension. That is a problem and should not be celebrated. Body positivity is good, but healthy body positivity. After a while, a number of these celebrities, some of whom I follow, then change their narrative.
Thank you. And oh my goodness. Yes. They start off. Yes.
They change their narrative.
They're just like, oh my God.
Share, take it away. Take it away. Take it. It's yours.
She has a theory. I have a theory. I have a theory. And especially with celebrities.
Yes.
Instead of sharing that, oh, I'm struggling with my weight.
Yes.
And I do want to lose weight. Yes. But for the body that I'm in right now, I'm going to enjoy this body, but please note that I'm on my way. I'm working towards it. Now, they come and collect all of us, the fat people. We become happy.
And run a full campaign.
We run a full campaign.
Eating white chocolate.
We're eating white chocolate. We are buying clothes. We are like, wow, she shows us how she can be naked in the what?
Thank you.
We become so confident. Only a few months later, we are saying, she's shrinking. Our friend who was encouraging us,
a picture comes out and she's dropped 4 dress sizes.
Thank you.
And she's on Women's Health magazine.
Thank you. And then she didn't tell us that it's time for us to lose weight.
You are still there in your body positivity.
You left us. Those celebrities always get me.
Yes.
And I'm just like, no, take us on that journey.
Take us on that journey.
Because when you were bigger and obese or whatever, we were with you.
Yes.
So let us lose weight. Now you've left us. Yes. Now we are in the fat people alone. Yes. You've gone, no. Anyway.
And
no theory.
When you look at them now, their narrative has changed, and generally they do look healthier and happier, and they're able to do much more. Some of them are kind enough to allow us to follow their social media journey of how they lost weight. And they show themselves doing burpees and running, and their health meals are sorted out. In other words, deep down inside, we know what is right and what is wrong. Sometimes when we shout above the din, we are trying to quieten down the voices of wisdom.
Yes.
We know it's wrong, but we're like,
she's shaking
hurrah,
the table.
hurrah, hurrah, body part. And it's easy when you're highly accomplished in any field. It's easier to speak and you quieten down that din. Because look at what you've accomplished. You already have a platform. Yeah. But if you have a platform, use that to genuinely share something that is healthy. It is healthy to eat well, to exercise. It's healthy. When you know you're obese, you are prone to type 2 diabetes. And it's a lot about that today. Body image, how you feel about yourself as a man or a woman. In all of this, I'll start with Barbara. What is body image to you?
When I look in the mirror, what hits me back? A lot of it depends on what is on the inside of me. Have you walked into a room once and someone says, my God, that dress really looks nice on you. But you walked in and you're like, I should have worn the other red one or the other pink one or the other. So usually what I see in the mirror depends on how I'm feeling about myself.
Yes.
You know. Coco Chanel once said that elegance is an attitude. So it doesn't matter if you're wearing a $15,000 dress.
Yes.
As if inside you're not feeling like $15,000, somebody will walk in a $100 dress and steal the show from you. So I've learned to make peace. I used to be very tiny, size 8, until I got pregnant.
Yes.
When I got pregnant, I moved to size 14. You guys, one time I met my uncles on Kampala Road, and you know the streets are busy and everything. Yes. I'm happy to see my uncle. And then they pulled me to the side and said, "First come." It was near Nando's. I cannot forget. It was 15 years ago, but that lecture has not left my head. 1 year ago, we were at your wedding. This is not how you looked.
Oh my goodness.
After that, you say men are unfair. But this is not the daughter we sent into marriage. Yes. Guys, I needed that wake-up call. I was chubby. First of all, I'm petite. Yeah. So, of course, all the weight shows the cheeks, the neck, the what. But as in the comfort zone of, I've just had a baby. Can't people see? So I told them, but uncle, I have a baby. I think she was about two months or so. They said, are you the first?
Ah, yes.
Hey, now, my uncles are Banyoro. They were not speaking English. This lecture was in Lunyoro. Niwa bandize. Anyway, I went back and hit the gym.
Swimming also.
I hit the gym and I used to swim. It took a year to shed off that weight. Wow. That lecture affected my body image. Until that day, I hadn't seen certain things. I hadn't seen that my neck had folds. So every time I'd look in the mirror, I'd say, but this is irresponsible. None of the clothes that I had before could, even if it was a vest, nothing could fit. Even my shoe size had increased to size 5. I had worn size 4 all my life.
It happens though, every part of your body swells.
Yeah. But do you think I'd noticed until my uncles made noise? And they were like, no, if we don't riot, this girl, the next time we meet her, she'll be size 16 just because she has given birth. So I went through that phase. It took a year to shed it off. When I did, it took another year for me to make peace with it. I still looked in the mirror and so I was chubby because when I lost it, I didn't go back to size 8. It's a little bit difficult, really.
Yes.
Yeah. I went to like 12. I was between 10 and 12. So I still found myself chubby. But I had to sit and make peace and tell myself, look, you've had a child. You are older. You really can't be size 8. And I remember my mom telling me, saying, but you're a mommy now. Yes. Mommies need to fit a little bit better in their dresses, in their jeans. We need to see something. So it helped. So I started to look at myself. Yes. Lo and behold, another baby came. Anyway, I feel like that's every woman's journey.
Yes.
Yeah. But I've made peace. I like my body. Yes. When I look in the mirror, I spend less than 10 minutes in the mirror. This is embarrassing for a lady. But I spend less than 10 minutes in the mirror because I just said, okay, good. And those people who walk and look through the closet and I pick a dress quickly. If it fits, that's it. We're done for that day. I don't struggle a lot in the mirror, but it's because I've liked, from the inside, I have liked my body, my face, who I am. That's where I am. So I like what I see in the mirror. So irrespective of what I wear. When I wear jeans, I'm happy. When I wear pants, I'm happy. When I wear a dress, I'm happy.
Mama.
When you say you spend less than 10 minutes, I don't think I've spent more than 7 minutes in the mirror. I can't, because I feel there's so many, I'm keener on the task at hand. I can't wait to get out and have my walk or do my early morning exercise or get to the laptop and do this. Or I can't wait to prepare breakfast. I'm thinking, do I need to spend more time? But this is what needs to happen. There was a time when the first item of clothing I used to wear were my earrings. Why? It was the most important accessory. Having earrings was the most important thing because that was such an outstanding, extended definition of who I was. I used to wear the most lavish, outlandish earrings. People knew. I wore these if there were 2, because I have 2 holes. I'd wear this and then another, you know what I mean? Always. Never bracelets, but the earrings. Sometimes they had, because I used to wear a lot of African head wraps on my, so it was this, not the hair having it comb neat, but what was on it, that adornment, and it's amazing because I felt that completed me. Yeah. And for other people, of course, it's, do I have the right eyeshadow? Do I have that? So it's interesting how what we look at in the mirror. And for me, it has to be an extension of what I like to do. And I like craft. I like to generally be active. Yes. So I need something that gives me liberty to in creativity. You know what I mean? Yes. Yeah.
I know this. I know what she's going to say.
I have a theorem.
You don't know.
Alex is even going to go on that table.
You don't know. Body image to me is the definition that they gave, which is how do you feel about yourself, yourself, because I think I've always, maybe shared here or not, if in my heart I don't feel there's anything wrong with, like for example, my lips, like I feel like my lips are like,
you can't.
The body
so when somebody comes and tells me your lips, they're too small, they don't find any testimony inside me for my small lips. They find the testimony that my lips, they are wonderful. Yeah. But if they find me and I'm like, oh God, these lips. Oh. And then someone comes and says, oh, by the way, your lips. Then I'll have, you already have it, whatever it is. Yes, you already feel it. Yes. What everybody says is just, it comes to recognize what is already on the inside of you. So for me, that's what body image is. That's really what it is. What do you feel about yourself and what do you feel about your body? When I look into the mirror, so I've shared before. One of my greatest strengths is I know how to dress. Very well.
Absolutely.
You won't tell that I have a challenge on any part of my body. No, you won't tell. Even if you want, I don't like when I go in front of the mirror and I see my stomach area. Yes. I'm just like, Blake and Bianca, I love you, but
you did this to me.
What was this? What were you thinking? How could you do this to your friend? You know? And I have so many people come and say, but Manuela, there's nothing wrong with this one. I know how to tuck in. Tucking in. I will tuck in. I have no problem with tucking in. But when you're in front of the mirror, you release. Yes. When you're there, you can't tuck in front of the mirror. In fact, when you're in the mirror, you see the distance, the depth with each. Every year, you have to tuck in even that much deeper because it is continuously growing bigger. So for me, that's the one place where I'm just like, if I could, even the breasts are my other ones. I mean, I'm just like, but did you have to go there? Like did gravity have to have such force on you, pull you down? And I've had so many people tell me things like, no, Manuela, God created you, love your body as you do. I love it. And especially before the babies, it was banging. After babies though, I had a challenge. I still have a challenge. And for me, I'm not ashamed to share that I do have challenges with what my body looks like when I release all the things that are holding it up. Yes. Yeah. When you start releasing and you start seeing,
things are falling out.
So that's like, and to the point that even walking naked, I just be like, okay, Mr. Mlondo, poor man. I now have to walk around naked. But I found peace in the fact that I'm really good at dressing this body. I'm really, really good. You won't tell. And I already know the kind of clothes that suit me. Yeah. To the point that I will see some material and that one will show my stomach. It will show, those nice, clean materials. There's a way they hold. I will know. I know what kind of pants. I know the materials that are good for my body so that it does not show. I'm not those kind of people who goes and just shops. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. No, I'm checking material.
Not for me.
No, I'm checking material. I'm checking cut. What's the cut like? Yes, because you find important. That there are pants which, because the cut is so good, nobody is looking at your fupa. Yes. You understand? But there are certain materials which, when you wear of trousers, your fupa will be.
It's at the front.
Yeah, it's at the front. What, yes. So no matter what, so you need to know what to wear for your body. Yeah, that's where I'm at.
I like what you shared, and I think I've had this conversation with you that when I meet people struggling with weight, The thing that I share most is, can we find clothes for your body?
Yeah.
We all can't be the same shape.
Yes.
We all can't be like the models we see in the magazines. Some of them are starving. But there's genetics as well. For some people, their bones are big, their bodies are big. So even when they are working out and eating well, they are not going to go down to size 8. However, if we found clothes with the right cut and color, you'd still look beautiful. You'd still look good. Can we find things that bring out the beauty of your body, irrespective of the size and the shape?
Yeah.
Another is for women that have, because you've spoken about the kids, the children. For women that have just had babies, I feel like we're not merciful on ourselves.
Yeah.
A human being has been growing inside your body for 9 months. So for 9 months, you've progressively put on weight. Then when you pop, within 3 months, you want to have lost the weight, lost the stomach, or to use Manuela's word, fupa. Breast size, back to normal. You're breastfeeding meanwhile.
Yes.
But there's so many things happening in your body at the same time. And then for most times we do it because we think our husbands are seeing a big body. And then he's like, but when he met me, I was small.
Yeah.
So I'm like, amongst all the things you are dealing with, can we put your body on the side? Yes. The hormones you're having sleepless nights. The baby is crying. There's a new human being in your life. Can we be merciful to ourselves? At the bare minimum, can we give ourselves 9 months to drop this weight? I feel it's a short period. But
what it is,
bare minimum for these 9 months, can we wear clothes that first of all are going to allow us to breastfeed, but also going to allow us to feel smart in that size? Let's keep the size 14 clothes. Now we are size 16 or 18. In the next 1 year, we might start working out and go back. But women we're so hard on ourselves in that first 1 year.
Yeah.
We're so hard because we believe a beautiful woman is small. But also we want to be super women, super wife, super mother, super model.
Yes. But sometimes people don't even allow you to relax. I remember having visitors for each child, but I remember the first one, it was all new to me. The first thing everyone commented on, apart from the fact I needed to get used to this new motherhood, was, oh my goodness, Beverly, the stomach. When will it go down? Give me a chance. Can you celebrate the baby with me? Sometimes visitors are so disrespectful and insensitive, and that makes it worse. You don't even enjoy them coming. I remember that there were some visitors that would come. I didn't enjoy the experience because all they talked about was my body and how long it would take and how long is it going to take. Oh my goodness, oh Beverly. And I thought you came to celebrate this motherhood with me. Clearly they did not.
And for me, you can't come for me with those ones because God help you that you are not fat. Okay, you've come to tell me after I've given birth that I'm fat. Oh, I would have a comeback for you, darling. I had comebacks. I'm like, just so you've not lost weight.
But the baby is still there. But
the baby is there. Their babies are adults, have given birth. And you're telling me
But I've also noted something which is going to shake a table or two. I've not met a lady in shape or small that comments about another person's weight. Because they are comfortable and happy with their weight. They'll sit with you and you've put on so much weight.
They're content.
They're content. Many times it's people projecting how they're feeling about themselves, their insecurity, and then bring it up on you. Because I don't understand how you're telling a new mother that she's put on weight. What is she supposed to do?
Yes.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, that's true.
So should it even matter what people say about our bodies?
It depends on who it is, the context, and how they say it.
Okay.
Because there are people who genuinely mean well. I had no idea about tying the waist. My firstborn was cesarean, the secondborn was born of natural delivery. And they said, you know what, if you tie the waist, it will be okay. I had no idea what that meant. With the secondborn, I lost weight much easier. In fact, the day after, I was washing clothes, and because natural delivery was that easy for me. It's not always for everyone. I did faint, I lost a lot of blood, and the labor pain was, tormentor. Can I first have a wail, a dirge, a wail like a banshee about the labor pain of the second child? But I'm telling you, my mom spent the night in the hospital one night and we were done. The next day, I was really all right. And they told me about tying, but I felt it cumbersome. But for her, I lost weight so much easier. It was unbelievable, actually, the way I lost weight. And
Did you tie?
no, I didn't. But the people who were telling me did mean well. And I know that they were like, you know, Beverley, with the firstborn, it was hard, cesarean. But with natural, you can actually tie. You do this if you want. But I felt it got in the way of breastfeeding and got in the way of me enjoying. You see, breastfeeding, having a baby is difficult enough. Don't add anything more. I always feel less is more. Don't.
Yeah, but
Wait till, yes.
The body has also just been through a traumatic
Yeah.
experience. Can we be comfortable?
Can we be,
That's why you find women in dresses that look like tents when they're You want nothing.
You want to
on
be
your
comfortable.
body. Yes.
Yes. So I guess listen, there's some people you can listen to and others, it's how they say it as well, where they're coming from. Yes.
Especially weight
Yes.
and image.
Yes.
By the time I come and tell you that there's lint in your wig, you know it. By the time I come and tell you
Yes.
that, Banaki, your nails, do you go to the garden every day to dig?
Yes.
You've noticed it, but you've sort of pushed it.
Or how long can I hide this for?
Or how, yes.
Yeah.
But also, how you feel on the inside is going to matter what people tell you. If you have told yourself that I've just had a baby, let me be gracious.
Yes.
Even when people come and tell you, you can defend
It won't
yourself.
matter, yes.
You can
Yes.
defend yourself and say, yes, I know I've put on weight,
Yes.
but let me deal with the health of the baby now. Because it's the first 1 year of a child's life is so important. And if you're running around worried about image and what, you might ignore the child, or you might compromise.
Yeah.
So by the time people come to talk to you, how do you feel about yourself on the inside?
yes.
If people come and tell you, oh, I feel like the sun has overburnt you, you're too dark,
Yes.
do you wear SPF, sun protection, you know.
Yeah.
So I like what you said about who's telling you,
Yes.
and does it matter?
Yes.
I have a friend once who told me a story of she'd put on so much weight, but her husband was one of those he's in the gym every day.
Yes.
So for him, image is so important to him. So she'd put on so much weight, and I think he'd been struggling on how to address it, how to say it. So one morning he's going to work and he comes and says, "Nah, yeah, this is not the woman that I married. I feel like you've put on so much weight. Is there a gym somewhere? I can pay for you so that you go to the gym." And she told me, "Barbara, I rained fire on him."
That's not the right way.
Rained.
Yes.
He just looked for his briefcase and said,
Exit.
no. Got his bag and left. The way he
The
addressed
way he
it
said it, wow.
was triggering.
Yes.
For lack of a better triggering. For lack of a better word. But sometimes our partners will tell us how they say it though. Sometimes it's our mothers. Our mothers have very little grace.
No filter.
Whose mothers?
Very little grace of they'll be
My
the ones.
mother, thin girl, she can't. She's like, what's wrong? And they're feeding you. Patronage. In fact, when I come and I've gained weight, she's like, when you look good. In fact, when my mom says, hey, when you look good, I know.
You put
I've
on
gained
weight.
weight.
Like, that's your cue to
That's
go to
my-
the
that's
gym.
your cue to go to the
Yes.
gym.
Yeah. So if it's your children, our children also come and tell us. You know, it's like, "Mommy, stomach." these
Mine
days."
says, "Mommy, cushy, cushy."
It's so innocent, it's so naive, but it's also out of concern.
Yeah.
Sadly, the people who come to tell us many times, if it's the child says, "Do you know how it was before I gave birth to you?"
Yeah.
Then you start all of that.
The truth is, please, the stomach.
Yeah.
However, so can we take feedback? Well, but how you feel on the inside
Yes.
is so important.
Yes.
Because it's easy for someone to come and make a small comment,
Yeah.
and you walk around the rest of the month
Because that's how you
feeling
feel.
so bad. But it's because they already found it on the
Yes.
inside
Yeah,
of
they
you.
did.
Yes, yes.
And you were like, either you were on the journey too,
Yes.
or you decided not to do anything about it. And that's when it's most painful.
Do you know when you stop obsessing about your body image is when your body image will flourish? And I'll share, 4 years ago during lockdown, when my mind was reawakened, I lost at least 15 kilograms because I stopped caring about the weight. And this is what happened. I was teaching at an international school, and there's a timetable, there's a schedule. Morning, 2 lessons, break, 2 lessons, lunch, 2 lessons, home time. I'm not going to leave a lesson and go and look for chapati or kabalagala. So I knew that all I have to do is take tea or coffee. When they serve lunch, don't take the lasagna that they serve, the Irish potatoes, the sloppy joes, which I learned is a fancy American term for burgers. Just take the fruit and vegetable, which they served a lot of. Within 2 weeks, even the cooks were saying, Miss Beverley, we notice a change. Within a month, I stopped caring about it because I wasn't starving myself, I was just feeding healthy. After a month, everyone, 2 months, I stopped caring. 3 months being small was who I was. Do you understand where I forgot? I would buy clothes, and for the first time, I didn't look at the label. I knew anything here is going to fit. It was such a great time, but my mind was lifted. I forgot what it was like to be big. This is just 4 years ago. I was 43, imagine. Which means I'd already had all my 4 children and I was in my 40s. So when people say, after children, after what? I'm like, anyone at any time. But stop obsessing over it, because then it becomes, the more you obsess, the more you resist. I stopped caring, and it was a common thing for people to say, you've lost so much weight, and being small became who I was, because I just don't obsess. Don't obsess. It became a lifestyle until it was so normal.
Yeah.
I would fit in anything. It was beautiful.
Right.
Did I mention that I'm coming back to that time or no? I have a theorem.
So that you call us wicked.
I'm just wondering how you came back to this other side before you come.
Which size?
No, nothing. Nothing. So where I was, let me share an insight that I got from before. I remember going before God. There was something I was just like, but Lord. So one of the things that's hard to recognize about me is I gain and lose weight like.
I've recognized.
Yeah, you've.
Yes, but you lose it very fast.
Yeah, I lose very fast and I gain very fast. But there are also even certain times when, like, let's say I'm not going through a period of like fasting, I will intentionally gain weight. Because when I fast,
then it drops off.
It drops off too much. So I know that about myself. So I do gain and lose a lot. But when I'm not intentional about anything, I'm not going into a fast or anything.
Yes.
Usually, actually, that's the one that controls me, fasting and prayer. But there are times when I'm normal, like normal.
Yes.
Like
and
now.
then, like, what's happening? Are you well? It's all well. I see you're wicked.
I'm not seeing.
You're not seeing. Anywho. So in those times, there was a time I went before God. I said, but God, I'm tired of this. Yeah. I'm those people like that yo-yo. And then he told me something that really struck me. He said, there's nothing I created that wasn't perfect. I created your body perfect. Yes. The only time I created it with the right amount of fat, the right amount of muscle, the right amount of everything. It's the same way I created the sun, the moon, the stars, the plants. Everything works perfectly. When the heat of the sun hits water, it will vaporize, it will go into the sky, it will condense because it's cold, then it will become heavy, then it will rain. I created systems. Your body is a group of systems. Your respiratory, your reproductive, your digestive, all of your body is a group of systems that I created to work perfect. So your body has every ability to tell you that what you're going to consume now is not right for the body. Actually, I stopped listening to, because I was those people, I would be on fitness watch, watch, everywhere I watch, watching, like I was on a roll. Yeah. He told me, Manuela, your body will tell you.
True.
And that's why you find that people lose weight, gain weight, keto diet, what that, this, that. No, there are some of you, when you just listen to your body, you find that you eat the keto diet, like without even thinking about it. Just true. That's who you are. You'll find that another person, if you just really listen to your body, you actually don't like carbs. Yeah. I'm not saying feelings. Yes. feelings are different
This is
from
the science.
your
Talk about
body
natural
speaking.
science.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, for example, I absolutely love milk. I love milk. My body, on the other hand, does not like milk.
Do you listen?
You understand what I mean?
Yes.
Immediately I've taken that cup of milk tea, I'm farting, I'm bloating. My body has just spoken to me. Your body will tell you, this food was too much.
Yes.
You know, when you eat and then you feel something, you regurgitate it. Your body has just told you that food that you ate was too much. It's just that we don't take the time to listen to the perfect body that God gave us. It has every ability to communicate that, Mukwano, I will stop there. You've overeaten. Now you're there trying to control the body, but the body with your mind, no, I don't eat carbs. No, after 7 p.m. I don't eat. No. Your body has a system. If you listen very loud, I'll tell you, for example, I looked at things like, how long does it take me to poop? There was a time I did it. I said, okay, I'm going to have this meal. I'm going to see how long it will take me to poop. It took me 36 hours to poop that particular. What? Yes. So it wasn't mbunau. I'm like, It takes my body. Broken down. Yeah, it takes my body. Mine, I don't know about yours. Yes. I don't know about yours. It takes my body 36 hours to digest the meal I've eaten at breakfast. That means when I eat now lunch, then dinner, then I'm just piling. I'm like, yo. So I went on an intentional journey. I am on an intentional journey to find out what my body is telling me about what I do to eat, because it is a group of perfect systems. So now, thank you if you're wonderful there and you're telling me, Manuela, I think what you should do, go on the carnivore diet. I'm not listening. Yes. I'm not listening. My body will tell me. I find that, like, for example, my body, intermittent fasts on its own. Like, it's okay with intermittent. Immediately I have breakfast. Yes. I find that then I have to have lunch because of the sugar levels. Yes. Then after that I have to have also dinner, and then plus additional snacks. But then when somehow my body goes, so when somebody comes and I don't have breakfast and then I have lunch, I find that I feel good, and I'm okay. Yes. So when you come and tell me, Manuela, breakfast is the most important meal, I say, absolutely. Yes. Just not for my body. Yes. At least not at this time. Yes. You understand what I mean? So your body has every way. There are times when your body will tell you, don't eat now. Yes. Don't. And you're like, and I miss all this buffet. Lunch, and I miss this whole buffet. But nowadays I'm in the habit of saying, so what do you want today? As a body, like white chocolate. What are you feeling? And if it's white chocolate, no. And if it's white chocolate, I do have the white chocolate. You get what I mean? I'm not those people who is going like, God did not create the white chocolate. No, I'm eating the white chocolate because it's not God made. No, my body has told me that right now what I need is white chocolate. Yes, will they tell you, no, there's a certain thing that you can eat which will make you feel like you've had white chocolate. To cover. I don't have time for that. No, my body right now has seen that white chocolate, and I've asked it, I said, but really, do you really want this? Anyway. We're going to get it. I love it. Yeah, that's where I'm at on my body image journey. Yes.
From listening to your story, I remember our journey, the first few years of our friendship. Every time we went out to eat, and for some reason our meetings were always lunch or something. We ate a lot together, and you know they say food bonds people. Maybe that's why we bonded. But Manuela always ate salad. You guys, meanwhile my plate has ribs. You eat a lot of ribs and chips. Yeah, chicken. I'm not about to pay to eat like a rabbit. 10 out of 10. That's amazing. And the price is the same. Shots fired. So shots fired. We are paying the same amount of money. Mine is giving me so much pleasure. And I keep saying, Manuela, are you enjoying? You should keep asking, are you enjoying? And I'll be like, yes. The dressing is really nice. Yeah. And then the next time we go out, what will you have? Quinoa. I discovered so many things from Manuela's. But there were days I would be having chips though. There were few. I could count them. Yeah, but they were there. And they were nice. And I loved them. I would not feel guilty. I would not feel guilty. Because the times when I'd be eating the ribs and I'd be eating, there's so much pleasure, but I'm like, Barbara, you're going to have to be a bit serious about your life. In the meantime, she was smaller than me that time.
What are you saying about me
Not
this
even
time?
now. But like Barbara, the person who is smaller than you is eating salad. And then, but yeah, so you spoke about your mom. And how when she sees you, when she sees you and you've put on weight, she's like, they're feeding you well. Brian is doing a good job looking after my daughter. In our culture, a wife that is being looked after well is round and chubby. And I think it comes from the traditional wear we used to have. Imagine yourself size 8 in a gomesi. What are we seeing behind here? Imagine yourself size 10 in a suka. The bones are all out. So I think it came from the traditional wear that we've evolved from. However, a lot of the cultural ideas and thoughts of body image have not changed. I'll give an example of babies. When people have babies, we want to see chubby babies. Those are the babies that, those are the babies that we feel are healthy.
Yes.
And I remember walking to the doctor once with one of my daughters. She was about a year and a half. She was not sick, by the way. But I went to the doctor to ask, what can I do so that she puts on some weight? My sister had had a baby a month after me. And you guys, he was like twice the size of my baby. So every time we went to my mom's house on a Sunday, I got a lecture. But are you feeding this child? Okay, tell us what she eats. And then I make for her. And then can you put some olive oil in her milk? Can you put Blue Band in her food? It was such a struggle for me. So I went to the doctor and I said, doctor, what can I do for this girl to put on weight? And he said, look at yourself. You have a 1-year-old baby and you're that size. Where do you want the baby to get the weight from?
Oh, this was before you had gained. Or... I have to...
This was I won't say which one it was because she might watch it and then it might affect her. But yes, and then he said, as the ped, I have no problem. This child is healthy.
Oh, good.
She has a very good immunity. That particular one breastfed up to 2.5 years. So she had a wonderful immunity. He said, every time you come to me for a checkup, I'm happy. She's sticking. I'm happy with her. So what's your problem? Then I confessed. I said, doctor, when I'm sitting there in the examination room, or in the waiting room, I see people's babies are fat. So, and are you seeing their mothers? Oh, okay. So he said, you go until I tell you that I have a problem as your doctor. Don't listen to other people. So what are those Ugandan cultural theories and thoughts on body image that you feel really shouldn't be happening?
Nanga, you people, we are just giving birth to Blake. An auntie of mine came. Okay, not just giving birth, like those ages when they be smiling. So she looked at the gum guy, it's red. Gum can hair red.
Maybe you didn't even notice.
Of course I had not.
Oh, yeah.
Then when I gave birth to Bianca and her gum was black.
Oh,
you're black.
First time I'm hearing that. You guys, what kind of my gum?
And I remember telling them, all my babies are beautiful. Please, stop it. But I also struggled with things like, I remember Brian's mom would come and squeeze like Bianca's nose as we are passing.
To make it small!
Oh no, I was like,
I know people who actually do that in the first one year of a child's life.
And she was really telling me, Manuela, no. Kati gwe labe nyindo yo. Hey, labe ya Blake. Kati ya Bianco ya gaya age. I would be like, she's beautiful just the way she is. So I didn't squeeze noses.
No.
But for me, I've faced the cultural nuances of body image from both sides. The side of my mom, my parents, but also on Brian's end. And I found it quite interesting, to say the very least. Yeah.
I would like to say, thankfully, Emma gained weight after we got married.
Oh, yes.
He was so small that even I looked at the wedding photos this week, incidentally, and thank goodness he's gained weight. And that was positively cultural, attributed to my cooking. You know what I mean? And on top of that,
So what did she call those chapatis? Her chapatis?
oh, avocado chapatis. They're working.
They're like dresses.
They're working. No, but also the way you dress them. You see, the way a husband dresses is reflective of his wife. That is it. Even if someone may be stubborn, I like my blue shirt. Leave me to wear.
It's
Please
in
wear it.
tatters.
Leave my blue. They're like how they're attached to their barbers. Some of them, they want that blue. I have a system in my home which I shall share for wives or women who are struggling with their men's.
I have a feeling I know.
Please, we gather all those things.
And
We
you-
gather all those things when they're sleeping, when they're not. Hand them over to people who need those clothes. But have you seen these shorts? Which ones? No.
You guys, the Bible says do not steal.
No, but that's not stealing.
We are giving to those in need.
Mama, there was a time I did that one of Brian's
It
stuff.
helps.
I don't know what was on
There's
my
always
mind.
that thing
I
that-
gave it to the God.
So I like African fabric, and I used to buy Emma African shirts. Without realizing it, I was buying him many African shirts. Now, a man in an African shirt will always look smart. African print shirt,
Yes.
you can't get away with it. You'll always look smart.
Really?
Yes. Oh, you
Beauty
have,
is in the eye
Of
of
the
the beholder.
well, maybe because of his height as well, it helps. But
Today she
you
has
get
come to Kuwana,
I
Mr.
tell you.
Emmanuel. That's all she has come to do.
Emmanuel, we greet you.
no, but it really helped. So it's reflective. I didn't know how much it was reflective. Two people said, Emma's so smart. Thank you. And then, but where did you get his shirts from? You know, I didn't know how important it was culturally for a husband to be smart. And I didn't take credit for it. All I said is, I'm buying his shirts because I happen to like African fabric myself. But culturally, it's good. But if you have a man who is stubborn and wants to wear particular shirts and shorts, that's a challenge. I think people are always observing, and in Ugandan culture, they make us aware that what we do should influence our home. Whatever a woman does influences her home, whether or not she likes it. If my daughter goes to church and her hair is not brushed well, because sometimes you're in a rush, neither mother. What was Beverly?
For hunger has
But who
disease.
else
That's
would
what
they
it
say
is.
though?
That's what. Yet you may be so neat, but the moment you get there, they've been playing in the car. You know those things.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. Or in Sunday school, they're running up and down, and when you pick the child, that's not how that doesn't matter. The hair must be spotless at all times. We just bear that burden, whether we like it or not. It doesn't have to be a heavy burden. It's just something we need to be aware of.
I mean, I find that no matter wherever you are in the world, every time
Women,
they find
eh?
your child, they're like, where's the mother?
Where's the
And then the mother walks out.
spotless?
And
I
spat.
always let a child be a child also.
I think so.
I've never told you
to
the
ease up on children.
Yes, let them be children.
I've never told you the story of that time a friend of mine was like, they were appreciating my style. And then and then she said, one of them says, Manuela is a slave mama. Then one said, no.
Oh, yeah, you told me that
No,
story.
she's not a slave mama, she's a slave queen. I'm like, who did you call a slave queen? And then she goes like, your children don't dress nice. A slave mama's children dress nice.
Just
I'm
like
like,
her mama.
then I'm a slave queen. No, it's true. I'm like, okay, can we say slave chick? But queen? At least slave chick.
It's been given.
But yeah, so the truth is, every time a child, like the title of slave mama, I couldn't get the title of slave mama because my children, like mama, the children have to look good. Now you're coming there dressed anyhow. I changed the word.
You quickly.
By the way,
We're giving this
slay
out.
these days.
Giving these ones out.
I said temuja kudam. You'll never. Wow. So yeah.
Yeah, but we have the Ugandan culture, the cultural. We have a certain image. The woman needs to be rounded, needs to have a certain body shape. Is it the pear shape? There's certain tribes can't. Even if she does 1,000 squats a day, I don't know what. Then the legs. That one, I'm so big on the legs because it's such a thing. For the legs to be beautiful, for someone to say she has nice legs, they have flesh, they are big legs. Other countries
Yes, it's the opposite. Yes.
have a kamonde. We used to call it a kamonde in Gayaza. That's what they would say. She's got beautiful legs. Then the nose. There's a certain way the nose has to look for you to be found beautiful.
To be found
in
as
Uganda.
beautiful.
The tribes will dictate
Yes.
that. Then for the men, tall,
Dark.
handsome.
Handsome.
I mean, really, we've created so much pressure
Yes.
on the men as well.
Yeah.
That if he's not tall, he's thinking, what do I do? How do I get? Then,
Yes.
because he's not feeling good about himself, then he's bleeding up. You know that thing of short men are very difficult. I feel like it's
The stereotype.
The stereotype things. I feel like it's the pressure on the inside for us to all look as we can't.
We cannot. And
We
we're
cannot-
not supposed to.
We're not supposed to. Like God said, everybody was made perfect. So can we embrace that perfection?
Yes.
Like, I am this body shape. I will wear clothes for
For
that
that
body
body,
shape
yes.
and still rock because they're beautiful.
Yes.
Right.
I don't have big legs, but I can still wear my short skirts.
Yeah.
Please, I should be able to walk into a room without people saying, "Hey, couldn't she cover those legs?"
Yeah.
That's really how I feel.
So at what point does your positive body image almost become obscene? You know, based on what you shared.
Yes.
So you're like, "So for me, my legs, they're so nice.
I'll show
come
them."
with the show and the slits. And you're just like, okay, we didn't want to talk about the cellulite. Like, there are certain things where you're, as a woman, and like, I just feel that as a woman, there are certain things we need to respect
Yes.
about our bodies. Because for me, self-image also has a very huge aspect of respecting.
Yes. Respecting.
Your
Self-respect.
self-respect.
It is a lot.
That I am going to come out and I'm going to know which parts get covered
Yes.
and which ones do not have to be covered. Which parts do I uncover when I'm in a certain environment? I mean, I'll give you an example. There was a time I posted a picture. I was in the beautiful white beaches of Diani,
Yes.
wearing a swimming costume. And I got bashed. Why are you showing your body? Why are you showing? I was at the beach.
Yes.
Yeah? You don't respect yourself anymore? No. I was at the beach.
Yes.
So maybe the issue is, why did you post it on a social,
Public
on a
forum.
public
Forum,
forum?
right?
Yeah?
Yeah.
And while I would like to understand you, if I have posted myself on a public forum in office,
Yes.
and also in my home, and also at a wedding, and also
Yes.
then I should also be able,
able
to
to.
share even when I am at the beach,
social
because
event,
I am
yes.
a full woman.
Yes.
I am the one who goes to the beach, I'm the one who goes home,
market.
I'm the one who goes to work, I'm the one who goes to the market. Ultimately, I actually have respected
Yes.
myself. But if I come with a swimming costume to work,
That's a problem.
that's a problem. Or if I've come with a swimming costume look-alike of a dress to go to the workplace, then I have disrespected myself. Even when you go to the club, please wear your short dress.
Yes.
Make sure it passes like
Yes.
here. If you just do like this, we shall see. It's that's the word.
Yeah.
It's the club. You've gone to the club. But don't come with it to the church.
Please.
As sisters, please, yeah, know your body well enough that you're able to respect it for the different kinds of environments that you are in, and that you are well represented and well respected as a woman. Well, full knowing your body type. Now, you have cellulite, you've worn for us the dress, we can no longer hear what you're saying. We cannot, because we are focusing. And for me, that's usually the indicator that something might be amiss. If you find that people are talking more about what you are wearing, and in terms of it being obscene, there's a good one. Don't you see how, Bev, you can be spitting knowledge and like, but your afro is so nice. That one is okay.
Yes.
But if you're like, but Bev, your breasts have this because you came and displayed them. You took attention away from the content that you are sharing by exposing certain parts of your body because you have positive self-image. No, positive self-image also means self-respect.
Self-respect. I'll share a story. There's a man who was speaking to his daughters. I think he had teenage and maybe young adults. And he wanted to address that issue of decency.
Yes.
He asked them, do we find gold on the streets?
No.
Where do we find it?
Deep, 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 deep.
Where do they find diamonds? People have to mine, go underground, risk their lives to get it. Said your body, the woman's body, is like diamond, is like gold. If you have it open for everybody to see, first of all, you leave nothing for the imagination. 2, you stumble other people, you distract and stumble other people. But 3, it's lost the diamondness about it. Let me tell you, the day we start finding diamonds on the street,
they will no longer be valuable.
Engagement rings will not have diamonds. The day we find gold outside our doors when we open, gold will lose its value. Yes. Gold is a currency in the world right now because of its value. So I really agree with him. The woman's body.
It's not like wood, which you find everywhere.
How about
it's
a
such
man's
a
body?
treasure.
Oh, that's
Let's talk about a man's body.
Somehow men always cover up. It's just these days that you find men who are invests.
Not always. They do not always. Sometimes they distract. But because a lot more attention has been given to women, they've been getting away with it. But it does become distracting to a point of becoming nauseous. And you find people, men, with the tightest swimming trunks, revealing every possible part of the anatomy that we shouldn't be seeing, you see. It is a distraction. Yeah. But the way it's approached for men is different. Or maybe the messaging they receive is different. They're not always told to be aware of your body because you'll distract women or you'll distract other men. Their approach to life has always been different. Go and do and produce, and not everything about you is okay. You're a man. You don't need to care about. And yet they need to be more aware as well, because then if we don't make them aware of body image, they then begin to get lost when they're struggling with weight. They don't know where to go. Yeah. They're teased and they don't know what to do with it. Yeah. The gym may be okay, but maybe not. Maybe they have actual gland issues or they don't know how to approach it. They're being teased about their height because as far as they know, a man should be tall, stature. They're being teased about even small hands because a man should have large hands. Some men have small hands. Yes. Some men have soft curly hair. Some men prefer to look after themselves a certain way, you know. So I think also men should be made aware of body image in a positive way from when they're boys, so that they grow up understanding what it's like and what it is to be a distraction to other men and to other women when they dress in certain ways. Yeah. The burden shouldn't only be for women.
No, I agree. I agree. Have you been in in a place where a guy is seated and you can see his butt crack and you're just like, where is the wife?
But it's so destructive.
It is.
You want to concentrate, you want to listen, but the truth is, his beer belly, there's a gap. So you're like,
the buttons are...
The buttons have done they are really struggling. I was just like, But what I've always found is the statement that I had said earlier, that I feel like many times men's body image, the reason as to why they don't care that much is because it gets blamed back to the woman.
Yes. She's not looking after him. How could she let him come out in that
They're like, where is the way?
And even if he's a bachelor, it's the sister to be blamed on the mother.
Yeah, the mother.
Female around
they
there.
don't take responsibility.
That's why I feel like men never really... They're just like... Because no one ever comes and says,
It's interesting what happens in boys' boarding schools, though.
Yeah.
How because girls' boarding schools will kind of look after each other and say, that's really good, maybe do this to her. Well, how do boys at socials get dressed for the girls?
It's one man for himself. I mean, I honestly don't know. But it's so clear for me that many men don't, again, take that much care for themselves, and that the ones who do, they're actually despised. Like, you've gone to cut your nails, can't you just... You've gone to work out, it looks you don't work hard. What are you doing working hard? You know, like going to the gym or working out. So it's always a thing where when a man is taking care of himself, somehow it's either blamed on the woman if he's not taking care of himself, but when he is, then he's being frowned upon.
People need to pick a side.
Like pick a side.
Pick a side. Stick to it.
Yeah, where are we going? But yes, I do agree that men do need to look into their own body image, because it then determines how they relate with the women in their lives. There are times when you find that men will also project Yeah.
Yes. Yes. How they're feeling.
How they're feeling.
Yes.
Yeah. You'll find that a man, if he's not, for lack of a better word, confident in himself, even your presence, like next thing is just like, hey, but also you. No, if you know that you're in a good place as a man, there's ways you can encourage your wife to work on.
You invite her into that space.
You invite her into that space. Or how you even treat her in when you see her having certain difficulties, breathing or whatever, the way you speak with her because of what you know of yourself, I feel it comes from a much kinder place when you have a better self-image of your own. You look at her and you know her pain. Does that make sense? Like, man, I've also been fat before. I've also so let's do this.
Let's work at it together. I know a gentleman who would go home early in the first year of his child's life after his wife had given birth. He would go home early to specifically walk with his wife in the evening. And he said it's because he knows that women struggle with weight after childbirth. So as opposed to bashing her and everything, he intentionally would be home by 6 so that they walk together 6 to 7:30 and come back. So he walked that journey with her. But that's a man who's confident. That's a man who has a good self-image. So he's like, I'm going to help her because he said, first of all, when a woman is not confident about herself, she's hard to live with. You have to, every morning, every evening, you have to keep flattering her, even when it's not true, just to sort of help with her confidence. So let's do this together. Let's walk.
Yeah.
This November, there's a program to get your children off their phones and do something useful with their time. The Boys Mentorship Program Experience will be heading to Japan. Sign up your sons and let them go and see what they could have seen on their phones in Japan, in real life, and touch. There's a 10-day tour where the boys will immerse themselves in Japan's rich culture beyond the classroom. Book now for your P7 or S4 leaver. For more details, visit the website www.theboysmentorship.africa/Japan.
Love that. Insightful submissions on body image, self-image for men and women. How do you feel about your own body image? Have you struggled with it for a long time? We don't have the answers, but we have shared our own journeys and we believe that your journey is powerful too. What am I saying? Like, subscribe, comment, share. This is Bump Love. Always wonderful to be with you. Self-image. Who is your glam squad today, Barbara?
Zuri Luxury, the Essence Store for the jewelry, Sununu Effect for the lovely makeup, David Kabenge on the dress.
Lovely. Manuela.
Makeup by Tina Brows, as usual, and my dress is by Cadia Fashions. Now, Cadia has good materials, actually.
They do.
And good cuts.
Just so you know. No, you have to find the one that hides your foot. For your boy. Yours, yes. But they do have good materials, so yeah.
Natural Afro by Bev. The Jewellery by Essence Store. I think they managed the pearls exceedingly well. Thank you so much, Essence Store. And this blue dress, is it azure, blue, sky blue? Arija Fashion.
Azure.
Thank you so much, Arija. Always a pleasure doing work with you. And again, I've already seen 2 more items of clothing I need to buy from Arija. Body image. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful week and we'll see you next Friday. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.